Oh, welcome into the Extremely Average Fantasy Football Podcast. We're just being average and kicking it, baby. It's a big draft weekend this weekend. It is the weekend before football starts. So we better get it. We better get a mock draft going, baby. So this one is going to be kind of different. This isn't a mock draft with other people. This is a mock draft. This is going to be a shout out. I'm not getting paid. This is just what I use. I'm out here trying to help y'all, just giving information that I know, using things that I know. This isn't a plug. I don't get paid. Nobody even knows that I'm here, man. I use the Fantasy Pros Draft Wizard. They have a mock draft simulator. Now, this is different than anything that I have used before, and it may have just come out this year. This mock draft simulator, you can see, hopefully the screenshot's working. You can see that I have all of the leagues that I've ever done are listed right here on the simulator, the draft simulator homepage. What this is doing is this is taking draft information from each one of my leagues, and it has analyzed them to help me have a more accurate draft. So this, I've got a He-Man Woman Haters Club. That is the name of one of the leagues that I'm in. We've been doing this draft. This is going to be like our 15th year. So it is synced with my ESPN league, and it is taking 14 years of draft analytics and tendencies of the other teams that have been in my league, and it's applying those tendencies throughout the draft. So it takes a team and it analyzes it over the 14 seasons that we've been doing it. And it says, okay, this team typically takes a quarterback early, or this team goes heavy running back. And it will plug those tendencies in to the draft simulator as it goes on. So it's not real people in here, but it's kind of like an AI kind of a thing, assessing tendencies and what people have done before and putting those in there. So you're getting a more realistic feel for how your specific league is going to draft, which is really, really cool. If you don't have, I think you do have to pay for this. There is like an annual subscription that I have with them. I am not sure because I just let that thing auto renew, probably somewhere between $70 and $100 straight up. But it also has it does so much more for like in season. It will compare other teams and suggest trades that you should make to make your team stronger. It'll suggest people to pick up on the waiver wire, who you should add, who you should drop. It will, and it takes into account like how the other teams are doing and their projected standings going forward and your projected standings. So it dives a lot deeper than just the draft, but this mock draft simulator is really cool. And then there's also a draft tool, a draft assistant live during your draft that will suggest players for you, and you can choose to listen to it or choose not to. But today we are just doing, there's my little plug, Fantasy Pros Draft Wizard with this mock draft simulator. That's my plug that I'm not getting paid for. That's what we are using today. And so we're just going to dive in. So hopefully this is recording my screen and you can see what's up. We're going to He-Man Woman Haters. And we're just going to do a mock draft for this right here real quick. I know that I have the second overall pick. So I'm going to go and make sure that my draft position is second. It already imports like all of our scoring settings and everything like that. Our roster settings, everything's already imported. So really once you select the league that you want it to mirror, quote unquote, so choose your draft position, then you can just go start right into your draft. So let's see what we got. Let's get up here. Come on now. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, once we're in here, this is the view that I like to do. First of all, I like to see my roster, and I like to go to this cheat sheet because this cheat sheet lies. if you're just listening, this cheat sheet breaks every position down into tiers. And so I can see in tier 1, I have Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. Tier 2 for quarterback, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. And so on and so on. Same thing with tier 1. I can see that it's for running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb, Bijan Robinson, Austin Eckler. Tier 2, Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. Tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. It breaks it down so I can kind of see what's going on by position. And then I also have like an overall ADP on the left as well. So I really like this cheat sheet. I wish that I could draft. I don't know. If there's a way for me to draft like this during the live draft, that would be dope. So it looks like Christian McCaffrey is off the board with the 101. I have the second pick. It's been really tough. I know that this league is a running back heavy league. And as much as I want Justin Jefferson on my team, it is a half point PPR. It's not a full point PPR. It's a half point PPR. I think Justin Jefferson's going to take it to the moon. Jamar Chase, I have a little hesitation with Joe Burrow and his health, but I think that he's going to have a phenomenal year regardless. I mean, these receivers are great, but I just cannot. It has Nick. I can't pass up Nick Chubb. So we are going Nick Chubb with the second pick. And then it shows everybody else that got picked up. Now, me being the number 2 spot, I know that I have a couple picks in a row here. I like to split my first 2. Garrett Wilson's going to have a great year. We know that. So let's go Garrett Wilson for the number 2. And then having Nick Chubb, I love Jahmyr Gibbs. So I'm going to go with a Jahmyr Gibbs as the, and I probably should have flipped those two. If you look over here to the, Garrett Wilson was below Jahmyr Gibbs in the ADP. So I probably should have gone Jahmyr Gibbs. I drafted a little positional there. So now we have Nick Chubb and Jahmyr Gibbs for the running back, Garrett Wilson as our wide receiver. You can see that another huge slate of running backs has been taken. A lot of people that I would have liked to have had. I was kind of hoping that James Conner would stick around, maybe a Cam Akers, guys who don't have any competition back there. Oh, kind of tough here. Kind of tough, but I think I am going to, if we're looking at the full ADP, Rachaad White is up there and Calvin Ridley. Those are my 2 kind of targets here. I don't love Rachaad White, but he doesn't have anybody he's competing with. There are plenty of receivers that I love. So just because of that, I'm going to go ahead and get the running back. Well, let's look and see where we're at, too. So this would be my 4th pick. Lamar Jackson still on the board. I'm really going for Justin Fields. TJ Hockenson. I would love to have Darren Waller. Let's see what the draft board looks like. Mark Andrews just went. So I have a feeling that if I don't take Darren Waller with my 5th pick, then I probably won't have him. And I'll probably have to draft him later on. So let's go. My running backs are just going to be, they're so thin. They're so thin, but we're going to do it, aren't we, dude? I want Calvin Ridley. So we are going to do that. And I know TJ Hockenson just got paid big bucks. But Darren Waller is the only, oh, okay. The only, sorry, I thought I picked Rachaad White and I saw him still hanging out on the board. Darren Waller's the number 1 target. Wow. See, that's why I don't like doing tight ends early, and that's why. Okay, cool. I would love to have Tyler Lockett, but that was basically my pick for there. Antonio Gibson for a half PPR. Let's get some action going on there. I also like Zach Charbonnet. I'm going to take both of those over Tyler Lockett. My strategy here is to go quarterback late. Because we really start dropping off Samaje Perine. I think he's going to be a good pick too. I love Jordan Addison. He is the last rookie available because I love Jackson Smith and Jigba, and I love Zay Flowers, and I love Jordan Addison, as does the rest of the world. Gabe Davis has burned me. I'm over it. Chris Godwin's not a bad pick either. We're looking at the first of the turn here, so I got this one, and then he already... Man, should have waited on Darren Waller. Could have waited a while. I would love to have gotten Dallas Goedert down here. Darren Waller's going too early for me, and I just, you know what? We get excited, man. We get excited and we make picks. I do love using. You can also see that this obviously is computer generated here, and so we can go through. Things pretty quickly. With Jordan Addison being that far down, I'm going to go ahead and take Samaje Perine. This is my third podcast in a row. My lips are starting to freeze up on me. And I'm going to bank that Jordan Addison is there on the way back, which he is. He might have even been there on this time. Nope, looks like everything goes. Hey, look at that. Love this. We're going to get Tank Bigsby. He's a guy that I love to target. So we're going to get Tank Bigsby. And then I need one more guy. Slight reach. Cool. So if you notice that it said slight reach, there's a 100% chance he would have been there on your next pick. Well, my next pick was in 2 picks, so it really didn't matter. Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm not huge on New England's offense as a whole. We all remember, I would like another wide receiver is kind of where I'm going here. Yeah, I need another wide receiver. Michael Thomas, man, if he gets back to what he was, you know, we haven't seen it since 2020, but there's an opportunity. That's what I want to take a shot, right? Jacoby Myers isn't a bad, he'll be the number 2. Number 2 for Las Vegas. Alan Lazard, I'm not a big fan of. OBJ, does he still have it? Romeo Dobbs could be a guy up and coming. Jameson Williams, he is suspended for far too long for me to be comfortable with him. Darnell Mooney has never really proven it. I still don't believe it. Tyler Boyd continues just to be on the waiver wire every year. Adam Thielen doesn't excite me. Zay Jones doesn't excite me. So none of these guys really excite me. Might as well go out and take a shot if we're doing this. Where's my Raji Rice? Because Sky Moore is gone, right? Yeah, Sky Moore is gone for Kansas City. It's going to be really tough figuring out who the number 1 really is going to be for Kansas City, but I'm all right with either taking that or I could get Dak Prescott or Tua with one of my quarterback selections. I don't have anybody to stack either of them with. I don't have anybody in Miami or Dallas. Just going, obviously, like the clock would have ran out at this point. I'm just kind of talking through this process on where I'm at. And maybe I should go back and we'll probably run it again. We'll probably just do 2 of these. Let's plan on that. Let's do 2 mock drafts with this AI simulated thing going on here. And in that case, if the clock was ticking, Michael Thomas has been a huge talent. So let's just see what the heck happens there. And then I'll go up. Dak and Tua both gone. That's fine. Whatever. Aaron Rodgers could be a stack. Danny Dimes is gone, so I can't get the Daniel Jones to Darren Waller. That would have been nice if I would have paid attention. Looks like it's going to be a Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith kind of thing. So Geno Smith had a great year. He's the one I want first last year. And look, I'm just going to get them both. Garrett Wilson to Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins to Jordan Addison. Let's do Aaron Rodgers. He's a future Hall of Famer. Plus, that's like my number 1 wide receiver there. So we'll go there, and then defense and kicker is always last. Defense, kicker, boom. It's going to give me a grade here, probably B. Yeah, B. There were some things that I didn't like the way that it turned out, but that's fine. So you can see on here, it's going to give you a consensus grade. of a B. You can look at, or whatever you do. A minus is kind of where A minus, A plus obviously would be great. I don't really give a shit what other people think about me, though. I'm average, baby. I get who I get. I want who I want. So you get a consensus grade here. You can also get a fantasy expert. So you see, when you break that down, like the fantasy pro guys, A minus, B minus. I usually line up with Andrew Erickson and Derek Brown, D-Bro. These are kind of the guys that I'm like, okay, if I'm in line with them, that's pretty typical for me. People draft differently than other people, obviously. But one of my guys who made a playoff run last year, when I was looking at his team when he drafted, I wouldn't have taken half the people that he took. You like certain players and you don't like others, right? So if we do this, it shows your roster here. It shows you a consensus grade. We got an 85 out of 100, which is a B. You can go to the Fantasy Pros experts. They are more with me, A minus, then a B minus. Then I like to go to projected standings because it's going to give us some insights here on the Fantasy Pros Mock Draft Simulator. One, it's going to show me that, man, you are sixth. You drafted second and you are projected to be sixth. You suck at drafting is what this is saying. Cool. That's not what I'm looking for. I like this. Top player. You drafted one player ranked in the top 3 at their position, which was Nick Chubb. What if, this is a good little insight, you drafted Patrick Mahomes at the end of the second round and a wide receiver later, your points would have been 66 higher. The way that the simulator works is if you take one of those top tier quarterbacks, you like automatically are guaranteed to be top projected in your league. So I take that with a grain of salt. It lets you know what your bye week, who's on your bye week, and what those bye weeks are. I did not realize that I went Calvin Ridley and Tank Bigsby, but the Tank, I usually don't like to go wider receiver and running back from the same team, but that running back selection was like near to our last pick, so not a huge concern with that one there. Looks like I got a Geno Smith, Zach Charbonnet stack. It, I guess, completely disregarded my Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers stack. It tells you Tank Bigsby is the number 1 sleeper ranking for running backs. And then it says I got a steal on Aaron Rodgers. It says that I drafted Michael Thomas in the 11th round, 2 rounds earlier than what he is ranked. Shame on me. Michael Thomas was my last pick of the draft. I did not reach for him. So there are some things on here, and it's Smitty of the Fantasy Football Show likes your draft more than any other expert. So there are some kind of cool little things on here. You can go up and you can see what the experts think of you, where they score you, the top ones, and then the people that absolutely hate your draft. Some people hate Calvin Ridley, Darren Waller, Antonio Gibson. Some people hate Nick Chubb, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Darren Waller. Darren Waller is not very popular. I reached for Darren Waller. I get that. Steals and reaches, it'll break that down. What did I have? Group by team steals, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers. Reaches, Michael Thomas, it says was a reach, but whatever. Cool pick analysis. I don't know. Oh, that's how it kind of goes down and scores thing. Team strengths. I got a good RB1, RB2. My tight end is awesome. My wide receiver 1 is apparently worse than my wide receiver 2. Garrett Wilson's worse than Calvin Ridley, apparently, whatever. Then you go to the draft board. This is kind of what I like to do and just see how everybody did. Take a look at my team. So we ended up with Nick Chubb, Jahmyr Gibbs, Antonio Gibson, Zach Charbonnet, Samaje Perine, and Tank Bigsby for the running backs. My God, Clayton, you hammered the running backs. Do you need any more? Wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, Calvin Ridley, Jordan Addison, Michael Thomas. Super thin on wide receivers. So I've really got to have Garrett Wilson and Calvin Ridley come through. Or I could probably package. Hopefully Samaje Perine does pretty well out the gate. Maybe I can package him. Or try to find, Tank Bigsby a home with whoever drafted ETN. Darren Waller for the tight end. And then Geno Smith and Aaron Rodgers as my quarterbacks. Tight. Let's do it again. We're running it back. I'm going to see if I get this done in 10 minutes. I'm going with my OG league. This is the one that I've done. It'll be our 15th year coming up. We are drafting second, starting the draft. And we are I'll do another draft that's going to, idiot. I say idiot. I love Christian McCaffrey. I'll do another draft that is, that has real people in it, and it's not a simulated one. So keep an eye out for that. But let's just blast through this. This is an easy call for me. Christian McCaffrey's on the board. We take Christian McCaffrey. Again, this is a running back heavy league. I'm going to see if I can I love me some Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm going to forego the Amon-Ra, the Garrett Wilson, the Jalen Waddle. I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs, hoping Chris Olave. Look at that. See? Well, I forgot that I was at the turn. Am I going 0 wide receiver? I don't think so. Do I believe in Garrett Wilson over Chris Olave? I love all three of these. I really, really, really do. I want one of them. I'm going to go with Chris Olave only because I went with Garrett Wilson last time. It's the only reason I'm going there. Cool. Then look at this. I love having James Conner and Rachaad White. I like them over Isaiah Pacheco. The reason being, James Conner has no competition in the backfield. He is running everything. He is catching everything. Same thing with Rachaad White. Which terrible offense do you believe in the most? I probably believe in Tampa Bay more than I do Arizona, but I believe in James Conner more than I do Rachaad White. So I'm going to go. This is my strategy in this one. I took a tight end early last time. I'm not doing that. Quarterback and tight end are waiting. We're going James Conner. I want my position players, and I'm going to go out. So now I have 2 running backs. I have 3 running backs and 1 wide receiver. I'm really tempted, honestly, to get another running back just because of how running back heavy. Like Rachaad White is kind of the last. Dalvin Cook's down there. I don't believe that Dalvin Cook gets back to me. And so I'm going to go with I like Calvin Ridley. I just like the chance. I like the chance that he does it. Yeah, that's fine. Because then I'm going to come back and I'm going to get, I would love to get Antonio Gibson and Tyler Lockett if I can. Antonio Gibson, I'll probably have to get Zach Charbonnet. Tyler Lockett's not going to come back to me. That's fine. So I do like Zach Charbonnet. If I can leave a draft with him, I do like that. He's pass-catching running back for Seattle. Kenneth Walker is the dude, but I think they're going to be split in time. I also love Jahan Dotson. So since we have Chris Olave and Calvin Ridley, actually, let's see if we can pick up Jahan Dotson's down there. God, he's not going to be back either. Tricky. We're going Antonio Gibson. I think he has a more solidified role. There goes Tyler Lockett. That makes the decision for me. It says Antonio Gibson would have been there on the next pick, but like, whatever, dude. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm getting Jahan Dotson. So I'm going, I hate doing this, running back and a wide receiver on the same team. I don't like doing that to myself, but here we are. I also love Jordan Addison and Jackson Smith-Jigba. What do we have? We have 4 running backs and 3 wide receivers. I'm going Jordan Addison. I might go Jackson too. Slight reach, whatever, man. I just like this tier view from here. I love Quentin Johnson. Tank Bigsby went away. Yeah, that's fine. Gus Edwards is a running back I'll target at the end too. But I feel good with Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Conner, Antonio Gibson. I'd like to take a shot with Quentin Johnson. Deshaun Watson is still sitting out there. let's see what happens. But I'm okay with really any quarterback to a point. Quentin Johnston's going to have to be a hold kind of guy. See, I like Pat Freiermuth and I like David Njoku. I think those are two great values. And if I've got a mobile quarterback like Deshaun Watson, let's see what happens here. So David Njoku and Pat Freiermuth both went. That was my chance to get him, and that's fine. I like Chig. I just think they're going to have a low passing volume. Cole Kmet could be a dude. Dalton Kincaid has a lot of pop around him, but I think he's going to be there at the end. So now I'm really where my head's at is I'm trying to decide if I want to do a tight end or a backup quarterback. I don't think Dalton Kincaid's going to get picked up. I don't think Chigakwanko is going to get picked up. Like, I could come out and get another decent quarterback here. I'm trying to stack with my receivers. I don't really want to go with Derek Carr for Chris Olave. Trevor Lawrence for Calvin Ridley is not an option. I guess I could go Sam Howell with Jahan Dotson. Jordan Addison's there, so I could go Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins is gone. Jackson Smith and Jigba's there, so I could go with Geno Smith. Because I don't have any stack right now. I don't know if I really want to go. I think I'd rather have Daniel Jones is going to have to run the ball. But I like Dak Prescott, you know. I think Dak Prescott will be there. I think Aaron Rodgers will be there. I think Derek Carr will be there. Like, these other guys are going to be there. Like, so let's pick up. We got Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott, tight. And then Chig's not going anywhere. So did Dalton Kincaid get picked up? Let's go with a better offense. Let's go Dalton Kincaid. And then we're left with kicker and defense. So there's my kicker. I just take the suggested, whatever. Let's see how this one comes through. B again. They hate me. A-, B+, B-. So now I'm with Joe Pisapia and Pat Fitzmaurice, maybe how you say it, not sure. I like this team, I think, though. The Calvin Ridley's probably getting me. There's probably not a lot of people on Calvin Ridley. I'm gonna come in on fourth. Dude, I have 2 minutes. I might be able to just blast through another mock draft here. I got Christian McCaffrey. What if I drafted Jalen Hurts? Sure, yeah. See, it wants you to get the elite guys, but I have Deshaun Watson. Not saying he's Jalen Hurts, but we have some steals. We have some reaches. For the listeners out there, running back, Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Conner, Antonio Gibson. Like, that's a great running back room. Wide receiver, Chris Olave, who I think is going to be awesome. Calvin Ridley taking a shot on. Jahan Dotson should be awesome. Jordan Addison should be awesome. Jackson Smith and Jigba, great talent. We'll just see where he fits in the offense. Quentin Johnston for the Chargers, great talent. We'll see where he fits in the offense. Quarterback, Deshaun Watson and Dak Prescott at the very end. I love that. I did not pick Dalton Kincaid. I ended up picking Dalton Schultz for my tight end there. Did not mean to do that. Fun fact, if you do this mock simulator, you can go back and you can redo a pick. If you would be like, oh, what if I would have taken a guy there? Yeah, I don't want Dalton Schultz. I want Dalton Kincaid. Let's just finish that out. I don't think that's going to make any difference. Oh yeah, I've got what do I need here now? Goodness, defense and special teams. It doesn't matter. Finish this out. Now I've got 10 seconds. I was going to try to get this in under a half an hour. I still think we got some time. Kicker and defense I do not care about because I'm going to stream those every week anyway. Well, usually after this, it will simulate everybody. And then I get my score. But I guess I don't get my score. That's fine. Restart. We're doing it one more time. So you're getting 3 of them in here. Christian McCaffrey. They went with Justin Jefferson for the first pick. So Christian McCaffrey's on the board again. We love to see it. How am I next? Something's messed up. Yeah, see, okay. It was still wanting me to go through on the other stuff. Okay, all right. Now we're back into the draft before. This is getting crazy. Suggested kicker, doesn't matter. Suggested defense, doesn't matter. Why is it telling me to draft more people? Auto draft. Cancel. There it is. B+. Okay, we got a B+ this time just because finally it comes back. Oh, Zamir White? I don't know what just happened. Mock draft again. Extremely average, baby. We're just doing average things, not knowing how to use stuff. Just kind of going through. We're blitzing this one. Let's go. I don't want that. I want the cheat sheet. I want the roster. Christian McCaffrey. They took Bijan Robinson number 1 overall. I mean, I don't really blame you, honestly. Okay, so we got Christian McCaffrey. Joe Mixon, I love. I really do because he's on a top offense. He's going to get everything. I like Jahmyr Gibbs. I really do. But to have a guy who's going to get it all, we're going to go with that. And then we're going to go with Chris Olave again. So Christian McCaffrey, Joe Mixon, Chris Olave. That is the start. All these running backs go. I like James Cook. I'm burned by Buffalo running backs. But I'm okay with taking the risk because I have Joe Mixon and Christian McCaffrey who both have everything. James Cook should have everything too, but I just think he's going to get sniped. Oh, how's Devonta Smith still up here? Yeah, I do like him. So let's do that. We get down to a Khalil Herbert, Tyler Lockett situation. Justin Fields is out there. What's the draft board doing right now? There goes Darren Waller and Kyle Pitts. Okay. Dallas Goedert still on the board. I do like him. I don't care for George Kittle and TJ Hawkinson, so I'm going to wait, actually, and see what happens. Justin Fields is kind of the last. Dude, I just have not been taking him. So I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to go with... Oh, man. Tyler Lockett's all the way down there. Is he really ranked like that in ADP? He is one of the best steals of this draft, I swear. So I'm going Antonio Gibson and Tyler Lockett. You'll see me draft, like, if I can do that, 100% chance he would have been there on the next one. Would he have been there on that one? Give me sass. Now we're at a point where I probably will go select my tight end with Freiermuth. I think that whole offense is going to take a step forward. We started to see him break out at the end of last year. David Njoku would be another guy that I would be targeting, but those two are kind of like the last ones. And then let's take a look at my draft board and see. So we know that he will probably take a tight end, the guy that's drafting after me, because he doesn't have one either. So we're going to go ahead and secure Pat Freiermuth. We're going to get our tight end that we want. And I'm going to go down here and look and see. Jordan Addison, I really, really like. Zay Flowers, I like. He's gone. I want to make sure I get one of these people. And I think I like Tyler Algier as a running back, Jalen Warren, and Tank Bigsby. So I have a few different options there. This is really one of the last ones. Jordan Addison, and then like Sky Moore, Quentin Johnston. Those are the guys. So I'm going to go get my Jordan Addison. Look at all of those running backs disappeared. Everyone that I mentioned. Jerick McKinnon has an opportunity to do something. So let's see about Jerick McKinnon. Who's left over here? Sky Moore goes. That's fine. That would have been two on the same team. Rashad Bateman has burned me for 2 years in a row. Can he stay healthy? I really want a piece of that Baltimore offense. I don't have anybody for the Chargers or Baltimore. I like both of them. I am hoping Quentin Johnson should be good, but I think his path to the top is much more difficult than Rashad Bateman. I know Ezekiel Elliott's down there. I don't care. Rashad Bateman is the dude for me. And then I'm going to go because I like Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers as like my dull quarterbacks. I'm going to go with an Anthony Richardson upside. And then it looks like for wide receiver, I'm not going to get, I could get Derek Carr. I don't love it. I'm not going to get Jalen Hurts to stack with Devontae Smith, Derek Carr for Chris Olave. I'm probably going to go with a Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett combo. Could do a Kirk Cousins, Jordan Addison, but I'm probably going to, Geno Smith he balled out last year. Let's see if he does it again. And then let's just get a kicker and a defense here. Does not matter. Pittsburgh's up there, but man, New Orleans Saints has a good defense. I'll take Pittsburgh defense. Cool, let's see what we got. B. I am average. Stop thinking I'm going to come out here and get an A. Fantasy Pros, B+, B+, B, B-. They did not like this one. I think I really liked it. Let's see where we're at. It says I'm going to stink. It says I'm going to finish 7th. Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett stack. Anthony Richardson is number 1 QB sleeper. Christopher Dell of Betting Predators likes mine more than anyone else out of all the analysts. It says that overall I'm 7th. My starters are 9th. My bench is 3rd. Got a great bench. Doesn't matter if you can't start him. Quarterback is 12th. Makes sense because I picked him last. Running backs are 2nd. I don't know how you have better running backs than I do. Wide receivers are 9th. I know I waited. Tight ends 8th, but I think he's going to perform above his ADP. My flex is 5th. That's just because it's James Cook in the flex. Defense is 10th and kicker is 10th. Defense and kicker don't matter. Let's take a look. For running backs, we ended up with Christian McCaffrey, Joe Mixon, James Cook, and Antonio Gibson, and Jerick McKinnon somehow got me a 2nd ranking. I think if you have Christian McCaffrey and Joe Mixon, that's pretty dang good right there. Wide receiver, Chris Olave, Devonta Smith, Tyler Lockett, Jordan Addison, Rashad Bateman. Love that wide receiver room. I think it said it was 9th. Whatever, dude. You don't know a value when you see one. Quarterback went for the upside with Anthony Richardson, see what happens with his legs. And then Geno Smith balled out. I think he was a QB5 last year. Got him in the 13th round. Kickers and defense don't matter. Sweet. So that gives you an insight on a couple things. One, how to know like the tendencies of your league and like how to mock draft. So you have people going 3 running backs, 2 out of their 3 picks, 2 out of 3 picks for running backs over here. But that gives you an insight on what a draft looks like, kind of how to go through with the tiers. I probably should have done one with just ADP. Oh no, Clayton, like you can't do it again. We're going off another one. 4 mock drafts. Is it 4? I'm losing it. This is my 3rd podcast. I know that. Going right back into it. There we go. Select the league, select your position, start the draft. And we are going off of ADP only. I like my rosters. Overall, we're going just like a running back in the first. It's going to be so difficult. But I've done that, so let's switch it up, man. Justin Jefferson it is. We're going wide receiver. Boom, all these people disappear. This is why. Because now I'm stuck in a situation where I have guys who don't have the whole backfield and are going to have to make up for it. I'm going to end up with a James Conner. I'm not a big Travis Etienne guy. We're going Jahmyr Gibbs. We're going Kenneth Walker. Josh Allen, Garrett Wilson just got taken off the board. Could go Amon-Ra. You know what? Let's do an elite quarterback one because we haven't done that. Why would I do... Is Jalen Hurts the next up? Yeah, Jalen Hurts. Why would I do the same thing over and over and over? Okay, cool. Hey, look at that. We can go Devonta Smith. I like Devonta Smith. If I can get a James Cook, let me get a James Cook. Hey, wow, I'm really going to have to hammer some. I should have gone for Dallas Goedert with that, but I don't like that's still a little too high for me. So I'm going to go get that, and I'm going to get my backup. Oh, I didn't. I went, okay, well, I like Zach Charbonnet. I would just went Antonio Gibson. Sorry, I got to remember, my brain's getting fried here. Yeah, I'm not going to get Tyler Lockett. That's okay. I'm going to get a Zach Charbonnet or Samaje Perine. That's tough. A.J. Dillon's up there too. Khalil Herbert is the starter, but like, is he? I mean, Khalil Herbert's your running back, but Justin Fields is your running back, you know? Like, whatever. Let's take a look. Let's pause. What do we got? Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, and Antonio Gibson. Really struggling there on running back. Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith on wide receiver. We're killing it. So, yeah, we're going to go with Samaje Perine. I mean, Zach Charbonnet. Should have probably gone with Samaje Perine, but we're going Zach. And then... I want to get Elijah Mitchell, Tyler Algier, Jordan Addison, Tank Bigsby. I really like Jordan Addison. Tank Bigsby's already getting work in a better offense than Tyler Algier. So I'm probably just going to get who I want. I'm going to go Jordan Addison, and I'm going to go Tank Bigsby. Get who you want, people. It might be reaching. I don't know. We'll see. And then it'll come back. Who do we still have? Danny Dimes still out on the board. Damian Harris, Geno Smith, Elijah Mitchell is still out there. Really? People are scared. I've got 2 more position players and my tight end spot to go. I'll probably want to finish out my position players because I'm not seeing anything juicy at all. I know I was going off of ADP, but at this point, it's the last one. So Quentin Johnson, I like. So let's go Elijah Mitchell. We're just going to completely punt the tight end since we went with Jalen Hurts. Quentin Johnson. Johnston. There we go. Danny Dimes, I like him. I like Tua. I don't care about my running back at all. I do like Chig. It's not going to be a high passing volume. Dalton Kincaid is probably where I want to go to completely punt. So what if we do... Who do I have? I go Justin. I have to go... Well, Kirk Cousins is gone. Okay. Well, I already did Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith, so I have that. I went Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. What an idiot. Yeah, that was dumb. Shouldn't have done that. Should go back and change it. Remember when I said pay attention in my other video? Pay attention to the draft. There you go. Because you wouldn't want Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. God, just blitz it. Here, see, this is my opportunity to be like, hey, you idiot. Why would you go Jordan Addison when you have Justin Jefferson? And I redo it. So I got 2 picks coming up back to back. What do we got? What's on it? So I would redo that pick, not do Jordan Addison. I would probably go Gabe Davis and Zay Flowers are going to go too. So, you know what? In this situation, I would go Gabe Davis. Just replace it with Gabe Davis, go Tank Bigsby. So that's what I would have done instead. And then we're going to come down and who did I end up picking? I forget. I should have paid attention. So it could have been the same. I think I went Quentin Johnston. And at this point, I would go Pat Freiermuth probably and Quentin Johnston, knowing that I wouldn't get that back. Yeah, I would probably do that. See, do-overs don't happen in real life. I'm cheating. Cheating. Got him. One more position player. Really hate all these. I'll go with OBJ just to see if he can get it going. Or what do I need? Do I need a CEH? A Zamir White? Ty Chandler's actually a really good pick down there. Nothing that's going to help me at all. Nothing that's going to help me at all, so might as well just go OBJ. And then I'll get my backup QB. Here we are again. Don't care. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick. I think Daniel Jones probably has a better opportunity. He's just going to have to do more. I mean, Geno Smith was a top 5, though, and I have Zach Charbonnet. So I don't know who's going out and getting Kirk Cousins. Yo, Clayton, it doesn't matter, bro. We are done. Your brain is fried. Wrap it up. Defense, whatever suggested. Kicker, whatever is suggested. Give me a rundown. Give me a B+. Give me an A-. We did it. We finally did it. Again, I don't care what the experts think. Look, see, A- on everybody, like the consensus grade for all the experts, but then you get to like A-, B+, B+, C+ for consensus grade or fantasy pros. D-Bro and I lining up, we usually do. Go into here. We'll break this down real quick and then get out of here because this is a long one. I don't even know how many drafts we did. So it says I'm coming out in third. My overall is third. Starters are fourth. Bench is fourth. QB is second. See, it loves a top tier QB. The machine does. Wide receiver, great wide receiver room. My running backs are hurting a little bit. Let's see. I got Christian McCaffrey was a great pick. It says. What if you drafted Christian McCaffrey instead of Justin Jefferson? Oh, okay. Sleeper, Tank Bigsby, number 1. Running back sleeper, Pat Freiermuth and Danny Dimes were a steal. It says Quentin Johnson and OBJ were a reach, but I did that with the last picks of the draft. I don't care. Alex Caruso from the Football Guys likes mine more than anyone else. To end it. Yeah, see, that's the why my running backs suck. If I go wide receiver first, then I have to go like a hero wide receiver and hammer out at least 3 more at the running back position. But instead, we end up with Jahmyr Gibbs at the running back, James Cook, Antonio Gibson, Zach Charbonnet, Tank Bigsby. For wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, Gabe Davis, Quentin Johnston, OBJ. Weak. Quarterback Jalen Hurts and Danny Dimes. That's Daniel Jones for the New York Giants. And then at tight end, Pat Freiermuth. Nobody cares about kickers and defenses. Okay. Well, you got plenty of insight on how the Fantasy Pros Draft Simulator works. If you want to use it, you have basically a day or two or whatever to use the draft simulator. There is a draft analyzer at the end where it'll show kind of like the things that I read, where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, give you opportunities to pick up people and drop people, suggestions for that, suggestions for trades. All that is all season long. There's also a draft assistant during the draft that will suggest players as you are drafting as well. So, wanted to get a mock draft, a little bit of thought process from me. That's what I'm looking at. And then I will do a full out mock draft with actual people coming up later tonight. Probably won't be posted tonight, but that'll do it for us on Extremely Average Fantasy Football Podcast. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Throw it in the comments section. Hit me up on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, wherever you watch, wherever you listen, you can find me, Clayton Hill, at Extremely Average Fantasy Football. Good luck this season. Let's dominate, folks. See ya.